Alright, got some more trigonometry today. Today we're going to calculate some lengths rather than some angles. But the principles are exactly the same. That's the beauty of mathematics. You learn one set of principles and it applies in loads of places. So just like before, we pick which tool to use. We've got a mixture of angles and lengths in a right-angled triangle, so it's going to be our trigonometric ratios. To pick which ratio, label the sides and see which one fits. This length here is the hypotenuse. The one I'm being asked to find is the opposite. What links O and H? Well, that's sine. So the formula generally for sine is that sine theta is O over H. So in this question, this here is theta, the angle is 28, the opposite is x, and the hypotenuse is 18. So we can actually use some fairly simple algebra now to get x by itself. What's being done to x? It's being divided by 18. So to get rid of that, we need to undivide, which is called multiplying. So multiplying by 18 gets us 18 lots of sine 28 equals x. And just like with other pieces of algebra, you don't need to put the times sign in to multiply, because this is a single thing, that is a number. This means 18 times sine 28. And that's done now, algebra done. X is whatever this number happens to be. Out comes your calculator. 18 sine 28 is 8.45 roughly. So x is roughly 8.45. Check the units. This question was in meters, so that is meters. So far, so easy. I'm going to change to a less aggressive colour, I think. So, same idea over here. I don't want to match that. We have the opposite and we have the hypotenuse. No, we don't. That's an absolute lie. That is the adjacent. It's next to the angle and it's not the long one. What links O and A? Well, if you've learnt them by now, or you've got it written down, you know that's tan, TOA. So tan of an angle is O over A, and in this case the angle is 52. So the tangent of 52 degrees is y over 4.2. And some relatively simple algebra to get this y by itself. We're going to multiply by the 4.2. So 4.2 tan 52 is y, and your calculator will tell you that is roughly something. 4.2 tan 52 is 5.38 ish, and this is in centimetres. So that length is roughly 5.38 centimetres, if this was drawn to scale, which none of these are. And one more to finish off. Some of you will be guessing what it is because it's the function we haven't used yet, but this long length is the hypotenuse. This length next to the angle is called the adjacent, and if you've learnt them, you know that A and H are linked by cosine, so the cosine of an angle is A on H. So using the values from the question, cos 75 is Z over 38, and some very simple algebra to undo the divide by 38 is to times by 38. So 38 lots of cosine 75 is Z, which is roughly whatever your calculator says it is. Oh, that happens to be an exact third, so some of you doing A will be very excited by that. SD then, so we get a decimal 9.84. And the units here were millimetre, 9.84. 9.84 apparently. That's very, very small. Okay, so this triangle clearly isn't drawn anywhere near steep enough. That angle is much less than 75. Anyway, the algebra is very simple. Once it's labelled, write the formula and then solve the equation you get. So enjoy that, and then we'll try the harder ones soon.